What's up, world? What's up, world? It's your boy Dez. I got Ray with me. I got Dewayne with me. We are going to be talking tonight about karma, spirituality, and astrology. We might not touch all the topics, but we're going to do our best to give you some good shit.
Get some good shit.
So we are going to do the tags. First off, I want to say it's your boy Dez. No spaces with the eyes on YouTube. Comic Dez on what's that? TikTok and Instagram. He want to talk about it with your boy Dez and the crew on Facebook. We have the group and on Instagram. I did a live video feed on there the other night too. Also, the Lawn Warrior on Facebook, and I probably got some other stuff I'm forgetting about. Ray, Dewayne, you want to drop y'all's tags?
Yep, you can find me at Lady Ray pretty much anywhere. Spiritual Plant Lady Ray on TikTok. Reinvigorate your life. All those things will lead to me.
What about you, Dewayne?
Oh, can y'all hear me? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah? Alright, bet. Well, like I said before, you can't find me, so I'll pop up when I want to. And, yeah, that's just how it is, so what's
all right, Mr. Incognito.
That's on stage.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Mob Boss over there, Scarface ass boy.
Right, okay. Like we're blessed with his presence right
now. I guess he found us, right?
Right now. You know what I'm saying? Just sipping away. Chilling.
That's the life.
Man.
Can't stir this piece. No comments.
Look, it sounds like you've been through some karmic situation, sir.
Man.
Maybe. I'll keep it on the podcast though. Let's see.
Bet.
I ain't going first though.
Well, let's knock out some. Let's get some current events out the way.
How dark are we gonna
get? However you want to get.
All right, Des, what do you think the way? What you want to talk about?
Well, let's go ahead and get the current events out the way first. One thing that I did see that I'm peeping at is Trump is leading the Republican race right now.
Bruh.
I ain't gonna lie, I just got a text message talking about that nigga won Iowa.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, again? Like, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that a impeached president can run again like that.
Bruh, like, I haven't heard anything about the election at all. Like, not even a peep. And I was at a client's house today, and he was watching the news. And when I overheard Trump this, Trump that, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because what is really going on? How did we end up here?
Right.
Did this nigga running his own election? Like,
yeah.
Y'all gonna vote for me regardless?
Who is running against him? Who are the candidates? Like, what is going on?
Ron DeSantos, Rami, I can't remember his last name, Savaria, Rami Savaria, some shit like that. Ron DeSantos, all of them. I mean, all of them just shit the bed. Except for that Vivek, Rami Vivek, I think is his name. I like him, but I felt like he was a little naive because he's literally about our age. So I don't want to say we're naive, but I would say to some things that politicians might do in the backgrounds, we may be a little naive. And that's where I think Rami Vivek was at, the little naive era. He wanted to, he had like this utopian idea of everybody getting along, right? And it sounds good, but we know that doesn't play well with politics. So I kind of figured that, yeah, Trump was going to take this one.
Oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I can't stay here. This is crazy. Like, can y'all imagine what he's gonna do this time if he gets elected?
Man.
Like, we're not even gonna be America anymore.
My thing is,
I was just watching how, like, you know, Obama had us set up for, like, greatness, and then, like, you know, Trump come in and really just wreck everything in most people's opinion.
yeah,
Like he and again, everyone thought the nigga was good. You know what I'm saying? Based on, like, we've been living good for, like, you know, 8 years with Obama type shit, and then this nigga come in and just, like, you know, within weeks, you know, and everyone tried to, like, nigga, he doesn't know anything about anything politics.
no.
He might know business, but even then, like, everyone doubts him on business too, because I mean, this nigga's had how many bankruptcies already?
He's still in bankruptcy.
He's incredible with it. He just knows the loopholes. And when it comes to business, he's a fucking master. Like, he really is a master. He got all the way to office to be able to change laws for himself.
Based on business thinking. Yep.
Based on business thinking. Like, he's like a business wizard. That's one thing that we have to give him, because look, he's got the money.
I don't see that as business. I just see that as, like, very conniving and, like, halfway smart on his end, where it's like, nigga, you knew what the goal was, and the goal was, like, make this shit work in my favor. Mm-hmm. And you did that shit all the way up to, like,
the first rule of business school is just what you just said.
Like, make all this shit work in my favor.
Literally. How do you accomplish your goal? What is your goal? Who is your market? And how do you convince them of your plan, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
That's the first rule of business school.
This nigga just business finessed all of America. Except for, like, half the niggas that didn't vote and the people that voted against him.
Yeah. He sure did, and he might fucking do it again, I guess.
Yep.
Hey, if he does, more power to you. Like, my nigga.
Like, I'm out. I gotta go. I will be.
You just gotta open up a school for me now, because, like, I'm gonna follow in your footsteps. Like, for real. Stupid out here. Like,
yeah, you just like follower.
That's why rappers are saying they want that Donald Trump money. They want to be like Donald Trump. Then when he ran for president, every last one of them was like, "Fuck Donald Trump." Like, no, you was just idolizing the man 6 months ago. Crazy,
I can't even
man.
imagine a world where he's the president again.
Man, I can't, and I've been saying it for a while. Like, the Republicans, I think, like you said, Ray, this is like, I even talked about it with my mom. I don't remember them pulling no damn presidential election 6 months out. We usually know, like, 2 years, 2 years out, kind of idea who our, Democratic and Republican candidate gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is strange behavior.
Very.
I mean, Trump set it up, so it's like, bet.
Man.
But like you said, he was impeached, so what the hell is going on? like, I'm genuinely, like, so confused, because it's like, what the fuck is happening?
See,
he rewrote that rule first, like, just in case.
See, Donald Trump's thinking is probably, you're thinking about the past and you're doing too much research. Just focus on what's right in front of you.
Like, let's just focus on the now. Like, I can't do this.
It's like he told the media, and it still trips me out. He told them, man, I thought Dave Chappelle was bullshit. He told the media, word for word, stop finding out stuff. I mean, you guys.
That nigga tried to destroy all the evidence down in Florida or whatever.
Yeah.
That nigga had all the bills.
Yeah.
All the constitutions. Like, nah, nigga, we gonna rewrite this shit.
I'm gonna tell him I'm the president. I can take this stuff home.
He's ridiculous. But honestly, he is, like, I mean, we all know the true definition of, like, the word nigga and, like, where it comes from. It never was entitled to black people all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it became. But he is the definition of a nigga. Like, he acts just like one.
That's why Kanye West said that's his nigga, man.
Yes, he is. He's like, everything you say, everything that you say, he said. I'm like, that sounds just like a nigga. Like, that's the homie Quan down the street.
Man. So y'all got the current events?
Hell nah. Shit, I live in my own little bubble.
I ain't look nowhere. Last current event I seen was, what you just talked about, and then like Germany's supposed to be on strike.
Germany.
The farmers in Germany. I seen that on YouTube real quick, and I was like, oh damn, man, them niggas is like striking for real. Like,
it's apparently all across Europe because I've seen it in France too.
Holy shit! Everybody who had a tractor was out there like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
They were
literally shit.
They said ain't nobody gonna eat today, motherfucker. Huh? God damn.
That niggas blocking off roads with hay bales and everything. Like, nigga, look, fuck everybody.
Like, that's what we need is people like that. We need more people like that.
Like,
And I've been hearing that the European economy is gonna fail for a while now.
Well, I mean, it starts with the currency. That's been happening for years too.
Mm-hmm.
But if Europe fails, we fail. Like we're a byproduct of time. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. Honestly, we probably need to start figuring out where the hell we gonna go. We need a whole underground railroad in this bitch.
Just touching on that, Ray, what I found out is that America is taking orders from Prince George.
Honestly, who's that? Like, where is he? He's somewhere, right? Like, he's in the UK?
He's in the UK, yeah. That's the motherfucker in power right now, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was like...
Because, the mom died. Queen Elizabeth, she died. Prince George took over. Why he ain't king yet?
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, but
Well, at the same time, does that really mean anything? Because did they break down to get like a city councilor or some shit?
Yeah, they got parliament, bro, but but from what I heard, they still take orders from the monarchy. The World Health Organization, from the podcast I'm hearing, Prince George runs that too, bro. Think about Prince George still got lease on America. We had the American Revolution, but they never released the lease. That's crazy. I didn't realize that UK still had all these lands leased, bro. And Ray.
It's crazy how it's leased, but like it was someone else's still before. Like, nigga, how you gonna put a lease on someone else's shit?
On whose stuff?
Wait a minute. What are we talking about? We literally stole, like, they stole this land.
Exactly. The UK, the Britons stole this land and wrote a lease for it to give it back to people.
Yeah.
The people they stole it from.
Yep. So America is owned by China and the UK pretty much.
Yep. All one world government, man. When I find that link again, I have to put it in the group chat so y'all can review that too. Because it was interesting. It was very interesting. They were actually talking about the Antichrist and is he alive today type shit.
I mean, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
We would never really know.
Not until it happened.
If it did happen, we would never really, know. Like, we'd just be like, oh shit, that's crazy.
And then
just like we are, it could be Trump. Let's be real.
And then that word Antichrist, from what they said, and I have yet to, research this myself, that word only shows up like 6 times in the Bible, if that. And never in the same type setting. So I found that interesting too. But I've always thought that people ascribe the Antichrist to it's a bunch of random shit anyway.
Things they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we would need to define like what Christ is, and I think everybody has like their own definition of what that is. So really, it's just kind of like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, whatever. You could be the Antichrist, but what is Christ? What's the type bearer? You know?
Right. So while we're on that subject, let's backtrack towards a smaller subject, the karma. Oh. Now I said the other night, karma. The actual definition of it is simply action. Whether that be action, whether you be doing something or nothing, in the realm of karma, it's an action. So, like the guy or the kid who sees, his mom getting beat by the dad, that kid has a choice to either do something or nothing. Both of those are karmic actions, that we got to live out, whether in this life or the next life.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's like, I mean, the universe has so many cliches anyway, but that's an interesting concept because usually people assume karma is only negative, like negative energy, Like
Exactly.
we only talk about karma when it's like, oh, you gonna get your karma, but just like you said,
I've never heard it said like that. You are right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like that's where most people use it. Is they use it as like a backing group, like
You gonna get yours,
you know what I'm
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Like it's like an insult, but it's a really interesting concept to think about, like the inaction of something also creates karma. But it's a concept that makes sense because it's like every action has a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't know when you make a choice. Basically, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're affecting. You're just going with what feels right in that moment.
Right. Now they say that the wise are able to see those decisions, further out than the what's the word I'm looking for, the uninitiated. But even still, you can't see the full magnitude. From what I learned in Buddhism, you'd have to reach the ground source of all this shit to kind of see how all the strings and everything are interconnected. Kind of like the end of Loki season 2. I don't know if you've seen it, Ray. I know Dewayne has.
Yeah, not me.
Not a thing. But it's kind of like, Ray, let me try to picture it for you. Kind of like, imagine all the timelines and possibilities and interconnectedness between everybody and everything that ever existed, right? Being one large spider web. The ground source would be the point where all of those webbings and interconnectedness, people and everything come from. And that's where Buddha became Buddha, because he touched that and was able to rest in that point before he came back and started to teach.
Okay, so like he rested, like what point? Like in the middle of the chaos? That's what you mean?
Well, you could look at it like chaos because, I mean, technically, living life is chaos. It's kind of like an ordered chaos. But the point he was at essentially the point of all creation.
Like the tree of life is how I kind of picture it. Like
exactly.
How everything's like all interconnected. Or Avatar, for instance, like how they have their tree and the little like things that fly around and they tether and all that type of stuff. How
right.
It's all connected somehow.
He was at the base of that.
Oh, okay.
And I found that very interesting and intriguing. Because my idea of God, I told Dewayne this a long time ago. My idea of God is that everything that ever is, was, and will be is God. So when you die, you can't necessarily go to this being because, in my mind, he created the universe out of himself. Hence, he's everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
So everybody's right and everybody's wrong.
Huh?
We don't know. So everybody's right about what they believe, and we're all also wrong about what we believe because we'll never be able to know. Because personally, I believe that, and this is, I guess, controversial for some people, but I just believe that it's within. God is within us,
mm-hmm.
and it's whether or not we decide to kind of tap into that spiritual side of us. We have a choice whether or not we want to tap in spiritually, or if we want to just kind of stay in the human realm and just like live our life earth side. But the more that you kind of explore within, you get closer to God or spirituality or kind of whatever you want to call it. But who's right and who's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say if he's everywhere and in everything and created it from himself? First of all, himself is like personifying something that's not even a person. So it goes deep. I used to be I used to be atheist, so I have like an interesting kind of like concept about the whole belief system that we have. It's just, we'll never be able to really put our finger on it.
So I went through that too. I went through that phase too. Definitely. But I think that helped me rework the framing of my belief.
Right. For sure, because you're starting at like ground zero. You're starting at like a blank slate.
Right.
You build on that. If you're open to it, I think that there was a point in my atheism that I was completely repulsed and like wanting to block any type of information. Like, unless you have proof, don't come to me with it. And I know you don't got proof, so
and then
keep
it's
it
like
over there kind of thing.
It's like I've heard comedians talk about it. Comedians have said they haven't ran into mean atheists, just atheists who are mean to people for no reason. And I'm like, I haven't had that experience either.
Yeah.
Well, they're actually some of the nicest people I've ever met, to be quite honest.
I was an asshole of an atheist.
At least you're being honest about it.
I was an asshole of an atheist because, not just like upfront with it. Like, if the conversation came up, I was just an asshole. But I was young and I didn't have any tact either, so like there's levels of that. But it just didn't make sense to me. Like, none of it made sense to me. Honestly, it really still doesn't. Like when you really dissect it. But I just know that spiritually I am in tune with something. Whatever I call it is whatever I call it. Like, I don't care what anyone calls it. You could call it God. You could call it freaking toenail. I don't know. Like, it's like the value that you put into it. Like, that's the part to me. It's the value. It's just what you put on it. It's the energy behind it.
Yeah. I think for me it's more of what you take out of it. Like, for me, I always say across the board, whatever your religion is, if it makes you a better person, who am I to judge you, right? But if you use that to validate the bullshit you do, then I got a problem with it.
Right. Yep. It's true. And we could talk about that with other things, because I guess the big one would be like zodiacs and stuff that people
oh yeah. People use that all the time.
Like, I use it as a warning, like, oh, okay, you a Scorpio? Oh, okay, you gonna have to keep your ass over there.
Oh yeah, definitely for the base of who that person is, I use that now because that to me has been very accurate. But I understand there are other aspects, and I look at those too, and I understand that it comes from that. It all stems from that base.
Well, there's evolved, and then there's unevolved of each sign, and so you can really, if you study the zodiac at all, or even spirituality, it doesn't have to be anything specific, but any type of spirituality, or if you are spiritual on your own spiritual journey, you're able to really like dissect if somebody's evolved or not. And I think that's where we kind of get into karmic connections, because it's sometimes hard to tell. A lot of people mask. A lot of people are really good at hiding their insecurities and their shortcomings. And I think that's why it's important to take time and give time. As humans, like, if you meet somebody that you like, whether it's a friendship or like a romantic connection, we're just like, oh my God, like, we love each other so much, and like, you just go into it, and that's so toxic. And then at the end of it, after all that energy is gone, it's like, wait a minute, who are you? Or a switch will flip, and it's like all of a sudden you see everything that you didn't see before, and you're like, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
And I think it's important to take so much time to really get to know people, and we evolve too, and then we have cycles. So it's just one of those things that it's really just about the timing that you meet somebody, because look, I'll be the first to tell you, like, I don't know who people think I am. It's really based on what time of life you met me, and all of them could be right.
Yeah.
All of them could be right.
That's what I tell people now. Like, I've even got it in my mind. Like, if anybody ever comes to me with any bullshit that they heard that I did, or somebody said that I did, then I'm just gonna look at them in all seriousness, be like, yeah. So, like, why I want to sit here and defend it? You know, why would I defend it, and why would I, deny it? Like, both ways, I'm gonna end up in a fuck situation. You're gonna think what you think, regardless.
Right.
So I might as well. Hey, if that's what you heard, if you believed it, that tells me more about you.
If you're gonna bring me some bullshit that you want to ask me about that has nothing to do with you, more than likely, let's talk about the whole situation. Let's talk about all of it.
Right.
Let me tell you why I acted an ass, okay? Because I surely did, and I will do it again. In the right circumstances, I just might. You gotta be careful. Choose your battles. Who are you talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think people think that spiritual people or like peaceful people, I think that they think that means that you're non-confrontational.
It's supposed
and
to
that
be passive.
Like the biggest misconception ever. Because I will blow some shit up to protect my peace. Like, it is what it is.
Man.
Yeah.
So when you said cycles, I touched on it a little bit the other night when I talked about revolutions and resolutions about cycles. One of the cycles that I noticed in my life, and it's got to be a karmic one. Every year around October, November, like the end of October, beginning of November, which when I got to think about it, that's the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of destruction, break things down to build things up. Every year.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, okay.
So every year around that time, something typically does happen where I've got to pay out a good amount of money. Like, I can look back at like motor traffic tickets.
Well, you did have a rough year this year too.
Yeah, had an accident this year and went to jail. All that was at the end of October, November. So when I tracked it, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So what I did this year, I peaked it coming. So I used the end of September, October, the harvesting period, traditionally, right, as my financial harvest. So I was able to essentially break even after all of that shit happened, as opposed to being in the hole like I had usually been on my karmic cycle, year after year after year after year, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm in a hole. And I finally got it. It clicked to me. I didn't harvest right.
That's actually really interesting though, because like I know that I have a cycle, but I'm not really sure what it correlates with. Like I'm still kind of exploring exactly what my cycles are as far as like how they correlate with the universe. Mm-hmm. I know how different type of retrogrades and stuff like that affect me, or different moon cycles and stuff like that. But as far as like how it connects to the timing of everything, I haven't put my finger on that. But I do know that fives, I have a series of fives in my life. Like every 5 years, there's something major happens. Like whether it's a fucking baby or like a horrible relationship or something like that. Like every 5 years, there's something like some type of crisis that happens for me.
You must be on a bigger. What do you mean? Where's your? See, my Saturn's in Scorpio. And
I'm gonna try to pull up my chart because I haven't looked at it in a long time.
Mm-hmm. See, when I looked into it, Scorpio is a sign of discipline, and it is going to discipline you. And for me, my first 28, and Scorpio operates in 28 year cycles when it's in Saturn anyway. So my first 28 years, I was born with Scorpio blocking my Jupiter, which Jupiter brings blessings. So I'm actually, I'm actually now in my second 28 year cycle, in which Saturn is getting the fuck out the way.
I mean, Jupiter is a good planet. That's my ruling house. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
What you asked me? What did you ask me?
What planet is your Saturn in? Or what Saturn? What sign is Saturn in?
Cooper doesn't know what I'm talking about. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? Which sign is in Saturn now? It says Aquarius. How do I know my planet? Let's see.
You were born in what year?
93.
93. Let's see. What's after Scorpio?
Oh, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. All I got to say is, fuck a Scorpio! I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
And see, that's what's weird.
That I really love, though.
That's what's weird about my mix, my natal mix. So I can break it down just real quick. I'm a Libra sun, right? Libra debilitates the sun, so it makes it weaker. I'm an Aries rising. Aries is strong in the sun. So my Aries and Libra side are always in not necessarily in conflict with each other, but they don't necessarily think the same.
Not at all. They don't get along at all.
My moon's in Sagittarius.
Okay.
My Mercury's in Scorpio. And here's the kicker where the Aries gets a little bump. My Mars is in Virgo. So that gives a little bump to my Aries. But then again, here comes the conflict. My Venus is in Libra.
Okay, but that leads back to your sun.
Right. So where we at? Venus, Earth, Mars. Jupiter is in Capricorn, so I've got to work to get anything I want in life.
Right.
Saturn's in Scorpio. My Uranus was in... I want to say that was in Scorpio too. No, my Uranus was in... Damn. That might have been Scorpio. Can't remember Neptune, but I know my Pluto's in Scorpio. So yeah. And Pluto again. So your Pluto's probably in Scorpio too, because Pluto's in, I think, 28-year cycles or something like that.
It is. I just pulled my chart up, so my Pluto is in Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
My Sun, I'm a Sagittarius sun. My Moon is Gemini. My Mercury is Scorpio. Fuck, I got a Scorpio. Mercury, Scorpio, Venus, Scorpio, Mars, Sagittarius. My Jupiter is Scorpio. My Saturn is Aquarius. Uranus, Capricorn. Neptune, Capricorn. And yeah.
Where's your Saturn at?
Aquarius.
Aquarius?
Which I am very in tune with my Aquarian side. Very much.
But I'm trying to put it together because Saturn is the planet of discipline, and Aquarius has to deal with the people.
Okay. That makes sense.
We are in the age of Aquarius.
Yes, we are. It's definitely shining through for me right now, for sure. And it makes sense, everything that you just said, because most of my motivation has nothing to do with me at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's about reaching people.
And that's what I be telling people with the astrology. The astrology, it be on point when you can know how to decipher it.
Right.
Cause I did that with I don't know if Dewayne's awake or not. I did that with Will too, and he was just like, how you peep all that? I was like, I'm literally looking at where your planets are placed in the signs. That's
like I
it.
could get the code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nigga, I'm awake, but it sounds like y'all niggas over there playing cards and shit, like Magic the Gathering or some shit.
Wait a minute, let's go ahead and read your chart, sir. We're gonna go ahead and see why you're so motherfucking angry.
Like, I'm just saying,
he a Capricorn.
I have no clue on anything astrology, astronomy, or any. I don't even know where my stars are at.
But what about
I barely know the North Star.
I know you know karma. Then I know you know karma. Give me a karma situation that you ran into.
Karma?
Yeah.
Like, is it karma if you like get a speeding ticket, but then do something good and then it pays for your speeding ticket? Like, is that like a karma like event? Because like,
I don't know. Let's hear the story.
I mean, all right. So the story is like this: I was driving my mom down to the hospital type shit, and I literally got pulled over 3 times.
Damn.
Like in a day. Alright.
Do you know how mad
I got pulled over 3 times within like at least a good hour and a half of each other. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 was like instant. The first 2 was like not even 20 minutes. Like I'm talking into Rogers and out of Rogers. I got pulled over. Like, man, fuck you, Rogers.
Yeah.
But it was really Rogers and Buckholz. So look it up. Fuck both them towns. And then I got pulled over in Houston, and I was behind the motherfucking cop. Like, this nigga, like, did some bullshit to get behind me to pull me the fuck over, but I was behind him the whole time, and he saw I was speeding.
I'm about to say, he pulled you over from the front? How they pull that one off?
Bruh, like, they were after me or some shit, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, what the fuck? This is bullshit. I get a ticket on the first 2, you know what I'm saying? And both of them are like 200, 300. Like, God bless it. I can't do nothing about it. So, to make this story even shorter, what ends up happening is I pay the 200 with money because my mom was taking me. My mom would take me, or not my mom. I would take my mom down to the hospital, and she'll pay me money, even though she knows she doesn't have to, but she'll pay me a little bit of money. So the money that she was paying me was already going to one ticket, and I was like, man, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna pay this other ticket. I'm gonna just be like, fuck it, I'll not go to Buckholz, so I'll find another way.
No.
And what ends up happening is one day I take my mom to go see her brother, which is in Dallas. Around the same time, another one of my uncles is in Dallas, and I go to help him out with some media stuff. And this nigga pays me like $300 just for helping him with some media stuff out of nowhere. And I was just, again, trying to be helpful. Like, Des knows I am. Like, whenever you call me, like, what's up? What do you need help with? If I can help you, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Uncle just paid for like that last ticket that I did. Like, I was maybe 2 days, 3 days into like having to maybe go to court and show up for that shit if I didn't pay. And Uncle just like literally paid for that ticket. He didn't know about it, but like, yeah, he paid for that shit. So, I had no money at the time. So
I think that's more protection from the universe.
I mean,
I would call it karma.
Stay protected. Because everybody need help out here.
Because you did those things and didn't know the outcome. Now, what if you hadn't
I
done
mean,
those
how
things?
could I know the outcome? Like, there's again, the only outcome I knew of was you called for help. Here I am. What's up?
It's 11:11.
So the outcome should
It
be
really is.
congratulations. We accomplished whatever the hell you called me for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be the outcome every time.
But it's where your intention was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was in a good place. It was not. It was not in a place of like disgruntlement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were truly and genuinely there to help and like serve, and the universe recognized that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the universe need to pay a little bit more because, like,
hey man,
I still need some more money.
The universe is at a struggle to balance itself out.
Out there in the universe. Let the universe know.
Dewayne,
is needed out here in the streets.
The universe is in a struggle to balance itself out, man. It balanced itself out with your situation. It's good, bro. You can't ask that. You can't ask much more than that, man.
No, I can ask a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like tip the scale just a little in my favor. You know what I'm saying? Like once or twice. You know?
But it tips back. It'll tip
Ask
back.
for abundance.
But see, that's the thing though. If it tipped back at the right way and I'm doing the right thing, I would have already saved up money for when it tipped back. So like, nigga, I just need like a little bit of savings. I need a little cushion for when that just tip back. I can put the cushion under it and it can be balanced again. Like it won't tip that back far.
But what cycles have you recognized in your life so far, man? You dodged that question.
Right.
Outside of the cycle of get this blunt and roll it, there's a.
I feel like you need therapy.
Maybe, but I also feel as though a therapist can't help me because like we're all a little crazy. We just need to accept it.
Well, this is why I have an idea for empathetic listening. So I think that we can all be better empathetic listeners, you know? Like being able to just sit and listen to somebody and like kind of dissect for them and kind of like from an outsider's point of view, like, this is what I see kind of thing. You just got to be willing to open up, you know what I'm saying? I think that once the world hardens you and you have certain ideals about certain things, once you stay stuck in that mode, you know, that's what the universe will continue to dish out. And, you know, like you'll have instances where things will kind of work in your favor because of where your intentions lie. But ultimately, you know, your base level is always going to be exactly what you believe.
Well,
I agree.
There's this thing where it's like, you know, you got these people that open up, you got these people that don't open up. You got these people that open up and also listen to people, and then they have maybe a broader perspective. And then you got people that don't open up and don't listen to people, and like you said, they'll stay in their confines of their safety zone. Mm-hmm. Now, I would say I'm more of a person that doesn't open up, but will definitely listen to people. And the only reason why I don't open up is because I feel as though there's nothing to open to. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though, like, my life is already open. Anybody that wanted to know anything about me, like, I'm willing to tell you because I know my truth. You know what I'm saying? My truth will always be my truth, and like I live my truth. So there is nothing closed about me outside of like, you know, like personal friendships. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on the confidentiality rule, where it's like, if you want to know about Dez, go ask that motherfucker. Like, I don't know what to tell you about this thing. I don't do shit like that to where, you know, as friendship is definitely confidential between the two friends or the party or, you know, whatever. But like, I listen to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes that's how you gain wisdom, by listening to people. Mm-hmm. And just being there to be, just sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll listen and hear a lot of shit, and you can decipher whether or not, you know, this is wise, this is not wise, this is, I mean, so, like, I just don't open up about, like, a lot of things, because people don't ask me. Good.
It sounds like you're just intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like the wisest people and the smartest people in the room are usually the quietest. So, I don't know. No red flags here.
I mean, but see, sometimes there's a reason why people are quiet. It's either because they don't have nothing to say, or they might say something bad according to the conversation. So it's like, they're sometimes wise to just be quiet. Other times it's like, because I mean, I've been told if I don't know something, just either say I don't know or shut the fuck up. Like one of those two, they both of those work,
But I know we all know a dumb motherfucker that always gotta have something to say.
I know it,
and they're the loudest person in the room.
And I'm the complete opposite of that guy. It's like, yeah. But again, I will listen to what he got to say though, because like the nigga might drop a bomb. He might drop a gem. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen.
You could learn from anybody, and you might learn that nigga need to say the fuck out of my way.
Yep.
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta know what lesson you're gonna take from it.
Start editing the guest list mentally in your mind. This nigga's never on the list again.
It's true.
I feel that though. I'm slightly the opposite. But that's just the Libra in me. I go both ways. I can be the loudest person in the room, or I can be the guy in the back watching everything. But I spent most of my life being the guy in the back watching everything. So I feel an impetus to speak up now.
Yeah, I don't know about my existence. Like, I can definitely be the loudest person in the room, but it's not I'm not gonna say it's not my natural state, but it's not necessarily. I don't know. It's weird because I'm an introvert. I'm super introverted, but I have this, like, when I'm extroverted, it's very extroverted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's not really a happy medium at all. My happy medium is just completely fucking awkward. So. I just think that it's a setting for me. Like, if I'm comfortable, if I feel like there's people in a room that I could reach or connect with, then I feel like that makes me excited and more, like, apt to being open and talking more about my experience. But it comes from a place of, like, acceptance. If it's not something that I feel would be accepted well, then I'm totally fine to just be quiet.
And two of the things that helped me, though, like when it came to that, Ray, were public speaking and speech class, because when I was in high school and in college, well, in high school I was a freshman taking it with a bunch of seniors, and in college, of course, it's a wide variety of races and ages and demographics that you got to speak to and get their attention, and I was pretty good at it. So when it comes to speaking, like, people say they're nervous about speeches and stuff like that, and speaking in front of people, like even speaking the truth. I just tell them my advice to them: anybody, fuck them, because they're going through the same thing you're going through, and plus, on the flip side of that is you went through what you went through for a reason, and you're here to speak about it.
Right. Yeah, finding strength and vulnerability is definitely key. It's definitely key.
And I've been telling everybody that a lot lately. If you should testify, tell your story, glorify it.
I never went through like a speech class or speech. I mean, I did in high school, but even then, I sucked at that shit because, like, my thing is not getting people to listen to me. It's just knowing what I'm talking about. And as soon as someone has a rebuttal, it's like, okay, first of all, you just fucked up my whole train of thought. Because, like, I had, like, all these points and counters and stuff like that, and, like, you didn't even let me finish the point, that type shit, before you rebuttal. And, like, the rebuttal has always fucked me up. Because it will throw me off so far off the notes type shit to where it's like, you know what? Yeah, there's no coming back from this. It's a straight argument. And like I've been there with, which is why all the homies say me and Dez are damn near the same, because like we would get on the subject, and next thing you know, like hour has passed, and either we forgot the original subject, or this nigga has deterred me in so many ways, so many alleys. It's like, goddamn, man, like, can we?
But those are the best conversations. Those are the best conversations because we just let it flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, sometimes they're the best conversations, but like other times, it just depends on when these conversations happen. And like I know with Dez, I've had these conversations. Leonard, fucking Mike, like all the homies, man. Like we've all had, just like rant, like tangent conversations that just went off, straight left, based on, the first thing that we said. And this is why, like, I barely get people to listen to me, because it's going to be like a long conversation if you actually do. You know what I'm saying? Or if you actually listen to me, it will be a short conversation, and I will finally get out what I want to say. It's going to be one of those two. So, yeah.
Well, it just depends on format in that case. In a classroom, no, nobody's going to hear an hour-long speech. So you got to tailor it to the audience. But here the podcast, where the average podcast might run about an hour and a half long, you can do that. You can go on rants. Listen to Joe Rogan. This motherfucker, that's all he does is rant. He's making millions of dollars off of it.
See, like, I classify him as one of those people that's just loud. All the time.
Loud, ain't got nothing to say but saying it all.
Just loud. Right. Just always got an opinion about something. Like,
But he's got his audience. He's got his audience. I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, I've heard like only a few of his podcasts, and not even the whole thing. It's just like, if you watch his podcast on YouTube, it's a little better because you actually get to like see movement, or like you're visually stimulated somehow, or you can like literally hit, like I don't know what it is, but it's better visually, even though like the podcast still sucks. And like I cannot listen to that man. Like it's like you have to have someone very special for me to even want to listen to you. And then again, if you came on Joe Rogan's podcast, I'm so sorry. Like that's just not where I want to listen to you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Sorry, Joe.
He's just he's so uninformed, and like that's the part for me. Like when people are talking, like if you're gonna be loud, at least know what the fuck you're talking about. Because if you're just loud for no reason and you're insensitive to the audience that you're not speaking to, like I just can't. Like he's gotten in hot water like way too often, and he doesn't care. He's still loud as shit.
Mm-hmm. But again, he got his audience. I guess that's what happens when you get a following like that. I mean, look at R. Kelly. Not even going to tangent like that.
What? Like, where did we even get to here? Like, what about R. Kelly?
R. Kelly, they kept that shit on the wraps for so long because, he had a following. Then that following fell down.
I don't know about that. There's still some very loyal R. Kelly people.
Oh, yeah. But not as loyal as they used to be, because he wouldn't be in jail if that was the case.
I mean,
I think that people are just closeted R. Kelly fans. Everybody's just in the closet now.
Mm-hmm.
But like his song.
That's his karma right there, man. You keep singing about the shit, man. Eventually, I guess it come to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, it comes full circle. I just have so many opinions on R. Kelly, honestly. Like,
my only opinion on the man is, what he did was wrong. I wouldn't approve, or I wouldn't do any of that to anyone's kid or anything like that. But the man made fucking hits, and I'm still gonna listen to that motherfucker. Fuck on, like,
for sure.
I don't know what his intention was for the song. I know my intention. And like when that shit comes the fuck on, oh shit.
It's a vibe.
Mike Jack's the same way, you know what I'm saying? Like you can blame that nigga, you can say he did whatever. Hey, look, this man made motherfucking hits, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like let me listen to what I like to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Beyond like, you know, what he did in his own home, like fuck it. I wasn't there. But what he did in the studio, nigga, that's on track. Leave that alone.
From a male's point of view, though, I have a question because I am not a man.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to things like for instance, R. Kelly, right? And I understand like the whole age thing being very strange, but if you were in that position and had status and you were literally being fed these little girls by their family members or whoever, like, where does it really become wrong? Where does the blame really need to be placed? Because R. Kelly has a past that he was abused, so it's like you can't really say that he knew right from wrong to be able to make a good decision for himself or the people around him, especially if he's being fed little girls. Like,
well, sometimes they may have been passed off as of girls of age, or even told them that they were of age. Not gonna lie, I kind of found myself in that situation a little bit myself. From that point on, I learned to check IDs.
Wow, what do you mean?
Not, I was a lot younger. I mean, this is what? I'm 38. This is like damn near 20 years ago. Little less than 20 years ago. Yeah.
And what happened? Like, she lied about her age?
Definitely lied about her age. Things happened, and parents came home. I found out the true age from the parents, and the parents were, I guess they understood the situation. I don't know what it was. They didn't call the cops or nothing like that. And by the graces of God, they didn't call the cops.
They knew their daughter was a hot girl.
Yeah, learn from that moment on. Might need to slow my Libra-ness down and check IDs and shit.
But you were like 18 though, so it's like that.
Yeah, I was young. I was young and
more
dumb.
Understandable.
I was young and dumb.
Because like 18 is like one of those like, yes, you're legal, but really 18 is really not grown like that.
Right.
That's interesting.
Not grown enough
I've never been the girl to lie about my age. Like, that is so strange.
And then a few years later, I was some chick carded me. Karma, right?
Why? Because you were young? Because you looked young?
I've never heard that before, but I guess so.
Interesting.
In the club, matter of fact.
I check IDs, but that's just because some man lied to me about his age for 5 years.
See, for 5 years though.
He aged himself down though. Like, he was a creep. Like, he was a lot. I'm trying to think of what the age difference really was, but he told me that he was 25, I was 18. He was really like 32, 36 or something like that. But in his mind, I guess he felt like it was okay to lie to me about his age because he didn't think I would, I guess, entertain him if I knew his real age. And so his story is that we ended up together for 5 years, but his story is he never knew the right time to tell me. Any time, bro. Like, anytime.
Like the first time.
Hold on real quick.
Okay, we are live, and I just want to put this out there. It's me, your ghost with the most, Zevious86, and I would like to extend an invitation to all of you people out there to check out my YouTube channel, The Retro Gaming Dojo, and all of the adjoining social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on there. Search up that the Retro Gaming, one word, dojo on those platforms. I talk about wrestling. I play a lot of cool ass music. And of course, the main dish of the channel, we live stream video games. So come through, come hang out, come chill, listen to some dope beats, and I'll see y'all there.
Figure out, like, are they in your house or they just like live around your house?
No. They're in my house.
All right, folks, we are back, and we're discussing Dewayne's cats before we let Ray finish up.
Can't hear you.
I was saying we are back. We're talking about Dewayne's cats.
Oh yeah, his cats that we didn't know if they were fosters or what's going on.
Right. We'll go ahead and finish what you were saying real quick, Ray.
In a way, they mama just found them. One of them's actually Mike's cat, or Mike's cat who had a baby, and I got that one. But the other three are rescue cats from just being outside.
So you got 4 cats?
There are 4 cats here. I don't have any cats.
You see, he keep dodging. He got 4 cats. He don't take care of claiming none of them, like he said.
Their mom is the roommate, and 4 cats.
Yeah,
I got
that's
the
a lot
dog.
of cats.
I got the dog. I'll claim the little fat ass dog.
Interesting. Well, cats follow me.
Where'd you had left off, Ray? The guy was like 30s. The reason he had did that? A lot about his age?
Okay, so it's really a deep story, like, for real, because I actually haven't really talked about this in a long time. Okay, so I was 18 years old, and I was always a little bit more advanced for my age, and I've always had, like, a weird thing for older men, and we don't have to get into that too much, but I've always, like been attracted to more older people, and at the time, I had aspirations of, like, modeling and, like, all this stuff, and I don't even remember how I met him. Oh, I was doing the most. Okay, so I had this friend that I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been friends with her because she was just. I didn't, I always found myself. I was naive a little bit, and so I had this friend that was, like, all over the place. She was always in weird positions. Well, she invited me up to Dallas. And she told me that there was supposed to be, like, an NFL party. So, of course, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'm going. Like, yes, I'm trying to be somebody's wife. Like, let's do it. And lo and behold, whatever dude she was talking to was blowing smoke, just trying to get around her. And there was no NFL party. Well, we ended up in, like, basically some random dude's apartment. Still don't even know who this dude was or whose apartment we were in. Like, all of this could have been a whole criminal situation, honestly. She ended up leaving me there by myself with 2 random dudes, and one of them ended up being this guy that I ended up dating for 5 years. And he was really nice, actually. Like, he was really nice. My friend literally, like, abandoned me, though. Like, I didn't know where she was. I had nowhere to stay because I was staying with her. Like, she completely abandoned me. So he allowed me to stay in his apartment. He left. Like, I told him that I'm not staying any fucking where. Like, I'll get on the road to go home before I'll stay with you because I don't even know you.
Right.
Well, he stayed at the place that we had met at, and he let me just take his apartment for the night. And he was just nice. And actually, after that, like, we never exchanged info or anything after that. Well, this bitch of a friend that I had, ended up, like, popping up that next day trying to, like, apologize or whatever. And I was just, like, mad at her. Like, I didn't want to talk to her. But months down the line, she hit me up. She said, hey, that dude that you met that night wanted your information. Can I give it to him? And I was like, fine, whatever. Well, we met up in, like, Waco for lunch one day. And I don't know. I guess he just felt like it was necessary to lie to me. I couldn't tell you what his reason was, but he lied to me. He not only lied to me about his age, but he lied to me about his name. He lied to me about his whole entire life. I didn't start, like, figuring things out, and so we were together for about 2 years. And the only reason I started figuring things out is because shit, I don't even know what made me start thinking about things. He was on the phone talking to his doctor. And you know, like when they ask you questions about your age, and like they start asking you about stuff like that when if you wanted to book an appointment or something.
Right.
And he told me he was born in like 1979, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. So I started asking more questions, and I just started uncovering things. Well, this man took me on. I don't know if y'all know who Susie Orman is, but he took me all the way to New York on like this almost like Jerry Springer TV show that, thank God, never aired. And I really hope that it never airs. But if it does, it is what it is. I'm at peace. But he took me all the way to New York on a TV show to tell me that he was $300,000 and something in debt, had 4 kids,
Whoa.
had lied to me about his age, his name. I mean, everything. Like his whole. I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. Not at all. Like, I literally ran off the stage like the Jerry Springer bitches because what the fuck just happened? I was only 20 years old at the time, and it was just crazy. It was crazy, and I ended up staying with him for 3 years after that. So,
Damn.
Yeah, it was wild. It was definitely.
I've never been one to lie real good, and then again, sometimes, like, I swear to God, like, sometimes the truth is just wild enough to not be believable. So, like, I be staying in that gray area right there where, like, the truth is, like, completely unbelievable, but it is the truth. And, yeah, like, either believe it or not. Holy shit, man. Because, like, me lying, I get caught instantly. Like, I'm talking, I can't even lie about what I had for breakfast before someone will be like, nah, nigga, you had this. Oh, bullshit. But I guess my memory is just bad. And to keep up a lie for 5 years, that's almost counting.
Well, it's scary. It's really scary because it makes you realize, especially like as a woman in this world, like it makes you realize, like, yo, like I really should probably be in a ditch right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how easy it could have been.
And you wouldn't even know his real name.
But I mean, guys are the same. Cause I mean, guys get got the same way women get got, especially nowadays. So like, yeah, it's super easy. But like, oh man, just the talented liars that we have out here is absolutely amazing. And I hate to call them talented because they, you know, but they get away with so much shit. Like, just
no, they're definitely performing for sure.
Like, I mean,
real quick, Ray, was he the Scorpio?
To the point where some of them don't even know who the fuck they are because they've been lying for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, which is goes into like schizophrenic craziness and all that other shit. And it's like, yeah, man, we're all, like I said, we're all just a little crazy. We just gotta embrace it.
No, I don't. I don't want to be in that same category because I don't know what that motivation is to just genuinely lie to somebody to the point where it's damaging. It's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to be in control of somebody's life so bad, or to be attached to somebody so bad, so much so that you're willing to like compromise your whole integrity. Like you can lose your life over something like that. Like let somebody really be off their rocker and you play with their life like that, you're a goner. You know, like I don't understand the motivation behind it. Like I really don't.
Was he the Scorpio?
I mean, I would say the motivation behind it is, like you said, control. Stay in control of the situation, stay in control of this person's life, stay in control of what they're doing. And I mean, just because I mean that's the one thing that we as humans, you know, try to have more than anything is control. You know, control of all the situations that we get into, control of all the antics and all the shenanigans that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for self-preservation, I guess.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that we're. So, I mean, the bottom and the motivation is the same for everyone until you get into, like, crazy motherfuckers who are motivated by, like, oh, I want to see what this does when I do it this way. And it's like, nah, you're
like, yeah, you're past the point of curious. You're now, it's like,
yeah, you're doing this shit on purpose. Like,
Ray,
you do it the first time, it's like, okay, that's maybe one or two people can overlook it and just not do it again. But at a certain point, like when you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and like you said, he might not only lie to you, he might lie to other people at the same time. Because you know how.
Well, he had to have been, because he had 4 kids that I never saw him talk to.
Do you know what his sign was?
Huh?
You know what his sign was?
Do I know what? I can't hear you.
You know what his sign was?
Yeah, he was a Leo.
The Leo?
Mm-hmm. July 24th.
So that's the worst you've ever dealt with is the Leo?
Is that what?
That's the worst you've ever dealt with is the Leo?
The worst?
Uh-huh.
Hell nah. It's a motherfucking Capricorn. I got stories for days, y'all. if y'all really want to hear all my little stories and why I'm so fucked up, I have stories for days. The Capricorn is what really ruined a lot of my innocence. Capricorn.
Well, on behalf of all Capricorns, I do apologize, but at the same time, I'm still glad we're the GOAT. We're the best. So.
And you're definitely not the best. But I will say, in your defense, he was mentally ill. Like after he did some of the things that he did to me, he ended up in a mental facility for an extended period of time.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I almost lost my life in that situation. For real, it was when I was in high school. Kinda, I was a dropout at one point, and so I was just kind of a kid in this world, didn't have anything to do. And I found myself dating a football player that was like a number 1 prospect across the country. He was, well known, and was going to go into college. For me, I guess at that time, like subconsciously looked like a way out of my situation. And I just put up with a lot just because I was really young, I was dumb, I was naive. He literally used to lie to my face, and I would have evidence of other things like pictures and like receipts and shit like that. And I would still believe him over the shit that I had. Like people would like literally report to me all kinds of stuff. And I don't know, I was just stupid as fuck. And it ended up to the point where it's like, the more I started finding out about him, he started getting abusive, like really, really, really abusive. And I was done. Like I got to the point where I was just done. But he was mentally ill to the point where, like, at one point he held me hostage, and I couldn't get away from him. And so, once I finally did get away from him, he stalked me for probably I don't remember how long, but it was well over 6 months. He stalked me really bad. Like he broke into my house. He spray painted my house. He broke my car windows, like all of our cars, like all of our windshields. He threw bricks through them. He slashed all of our tires. He would follow me everywhere.
Was you dating Diddy?
The road. Huh?
Was you dating Diddy? Yeah.
No, I would be rich as fuck. But he was scary. Like he one day, I was parked at Walmart. I was coming out of Walmart, and I didn't realize that he was parked next to me. And as soon as I got in my car, he popped out and held a gun to my head. Like, I don't know what protected me in that situation, but all of that was happening, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like one day it just stopped, and I didn't know what happened. I didn't know where he went, but I lived looking over my shoulder for a long time. But we talk about karma shit. Like my karmic cycles all have to do with man, bro. Like, and I think like how we talk about we talked about on a couple other episodes about like the sins of the father fall back on the daughter, and I feel like my existence is definitely my father's karma, and like me trying to transmute some of that energy and break the cycles and stuff, because the shit that I've been through, the shit that I don't know. I tell people go through crazy shit, but like I'm telling you, like I don't know anybody that's just been through some of the shit that I've been through. Like, it's movies, and I've been through multiple situations like this. Multiple. It's just terrifying. Like, it's just terrifying. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm like scared of men or anything like that, but I'm very, very cautious about letting somebody in my space. Like, I don't really let a whole lot of people know where I live. You know, like I'm real cautious. Like I have 2 cars just in case I need to like switch it up. Like I'm just like real cautious just in case somebody decides to fucking stalk me or something because it's scary. Like when shit like that is happening, especially when you're so young, it's really really scary.
And I be understanding that from y'all's perspective because I couldn't imagine. I'd be wanting to find this motherfucker and get him off the face of the planet, so I ain't gotta worry about it. You know.
Well, my stepdad at the time was like that, and so when he disappeared, all of a sudden I was just like, "Oh shit, let me not ask no questions because shit, for real."
I feel it.
Yeah.
What about you, Dewayne? The worst sign you've dealt with?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I can only imagine how scary stuff because, like, you hear horror stories about everything, and most of them are from the men doing something horrendous.
Yeah.
And, like, as a man, you don't even feel that fear. Whereas as a woman, like you feel that fear every day, and like only in certain situations, as a man, do you start to even begin to feel that fear. But you literally have to put yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, even for a man, that's a hard situation to put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Whereas women, like, you don't have to put yourself in this situation. It just comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like you could turn around and it's
and
just
it's
what
right
it is.
there. You know what I'm saying? Dude creeping and just like he's already just bigger, stronger. Like, what the fuck, yo?
Yeah.
Like, dude, come. Matter of fact, what the fuck, yo? Like, really quickly, and you know, it never escalates that quickly for a man. So like, it's hard to imagine what y'all go through, but at the same time, you can only wonder from a man's perspective, like every day, like as soon as you leave your house, you know, there's, you know, in your DMs and like, you know, and I mean, motherfuckers can find people, yo, like, like no matter where you at, a motherfucker can find you like that, and
if they really want to,
like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And again, like a woman feels just on a whole other level than a man.
You're just so vulnerable. You really are just so vulnerable because it's like at least I can only speak for my situation because for me it's like, okay, they say time reveals all. All right, cool. I was with this nigga for 5 years. How much time do I need to know somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like how much time is a good gauge to know if they're malicious or have like a weird intention about you? Because like I feel like a true psychopath will sit on that shit and wait until the perfect moment.
Oh yeah, they will. They sure will.
It's like, so you don't know. And I think, you know, for me, like the ideal relationship for me would be somebody that would you can't live with me because I can't trust you. Like I could never be able to sleep with a man in my roof, and I hate that. I hate that about my existence because there's just so many things, you know, that's affected by that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have kids, and so, you know, there's lots of things that, you know, it's not even things that I could necessarily heal from. It's just like my state of comfort is a whole different level of like protection versus like it would be going against my grain to like live with a man or have a man like too close to me in my space on an extended period of time. It's difficult.
Yeah. It might be difficult, but it is possible. And if you keep saying it, the universe gonna make it happen. So watch what you say.
Which part?
The living, you can't live with a man part. Like the universe will hear that part and be like, you know what? I got somebody for it. Watch this.
I don't know, Dewayne.
It's gonna be I'm not even.
I done live with 2 people, Dewayne, and my quirks kind of take over, man.
That sounds like a threat. Like that sounds like a threat. I'm scared.
Look, the universe be threatening everybody. Like I don't know if everybody else be seeing it, but like You can't put nothing out there and the universe don't catch it and give it right back to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for
like,
sure.
all the time. So,
I mean, I do genuinely want to not feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do genuinely hope that I could get over that one day, but I just haven't really found somebody, I guess, patient enough to help with the unlearning of it. You know, like because I understand like it's gonna take a long time or a lot of reassurance for me to really let my guard down in that way. And unfortunately, you know, like you gotta put time in to get there. And so whoever the person is, whoever that may be, you're gonna have to put some work in, sir.
like you said, time will reveal. It might be slow sometimes, but it will reveal.
Look, I might be 65 before I get there.
Ain't no one saying nothing about an old relationship as long as it's still moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But at least I got there.
I know,
enjoy
right?
that 10 years. Be the most fire 10 years of your life.
I just want to grow old with somebody, though. That's all. He's just gonna have to be my neighbor.
FaceTime.
Choking and coughing at the same time. But
Shit, what's the worst sign you done dealt with, Dewayne?
say what?
What's the worst sign you done dealt with?
But I told you I don't know nothing about signs. I barely know I'm a Capricorn.
Okay, the worst person you done dealt with. What's their birthday?
As far as I'm concerned. So
what month is the birthday of the worst person you done dealt with?
personally, I don't know because we didn't get that far.
What the hell?
Her birthday or her birthday never came around before she had to get the fuck out. So like, I don't know. Like, I'm so serious. Like, there's been so little people that I fucked with to where like, if I know your birthday, I fucked with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, we got a bond, and like, I'm gonna respond to you on when Facebook be like, oh yo, it's her birthday. Okay, bet.
How you gonna bond? You don't even know their birthday though, Dewayne.
Say what?
How you gonna bond? You don't even know their birthday.
Nigga, I barely know your birthday, bro.
I keep my birthday a secret though. That's different.
Nah, nigga, like, bro, if I know your birthday, I mean, you mean something to me. If I don't know your birthday, I'm so sorry. Like, you're still in line.
You heard that, Ray?
So you're telling me you've never had a relationship
before I can find out your birthday.
So you've never had a relationship for longer than a year?
No, no.
Dang. That's interesting.
Not like I mean, the longest friendship I've had is my ex-wife, but me and her never lasted. Like, I think that, I think me and her did the longest stretch, but like, even then, you know, the marriage didn't last a year. I can tell you that part. The relationship was probably like a little before a year, but like it was a young time, and bad choices were made. So,
yeah. So you married her not knowing her birthday?
No, I know her birthday. I fucks her hard because like that is my ex-wife, and like I never meant it to be that way with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was truly, you know, down for her, and I still help her out to this day. You know what I'm saying? So, like me and her are definitely on a cooler relationship now, but we are not in a relationship. So, like, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Dewayne. Considering, would you hold on, Dewayne. Considering, would you give it another shot with her?
Say what?
Would you give it another shot with her?
Would I give her a shot? I mean, technically, as of right now, she would be the first runner-up.
That's I'm cool with that.
No one else is in the running for this as of right now, and you know, me looking has been like just a terrible, abysmal type. Like I try to look, then again I don't look, and you know how I am. Like I stay at the crib, I go to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to survive out here for myself, let alone like trying to meet someone and have to take them on dates and shit like that. Like, nigga, we can't be going there. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford like shit that other niggas can afford, let alone are their material um, pursuits.
Hey,
My
Dewayne,
pursuit.
Dewayne, little
You know
secret
what
on
I'm
that one.
saying? So like,
Little secret on that one,
it
Dewayne.
hits different with me.
Hey, Dewayne, little secret on that one. Half those guys can't afford it either.
I know, but see, that's the thing. Some of them lie about it. Some of them just go out and do it anyway and get in debt and go like, bro, I got other things to do other than to be in debt for some shit that I lied about that I couldn't afford in the first place. Like, I ain't got time for that shit.
It
You know what I'm
depends.
saying? If I gotta lie about it, I ain't.
Exactly, man. Just find the right one. You ain't gotta lie to it.
So
it's a horrible world that we live in. It's a horrible world to even try to date. Like, it really is.
I mean, it sucks, man. But like, and again, I get the thrill of it as far as like getting to know someone and getting what you want. But like at the same time, like for me, in a way, how much money is that going to cost me right now? Like, what is? Let me look at this from a business standpoint of like, what do I really have to gain from here? Because like, if I'm spending all my money to date, and then I'm going out spending on drinks and shit like that, and then I gotta like work every fucking day, and like I work for myself, so like all my money is only shit that I bring in. You know what I'm saying? So like it ain't no outside money, so it's like I gotta be very frugal with my money off the top. So like, fuck, bro, you talking dating? Ugh.
Like it's a real investment. Yeah.
What's if she ain't paying for the first one, like I promise you, I'll get us on one or two of these. But like, it just depends on where we're going, you know. Like,
yeah,
and you gotta catch me at the right
worth
time.
investing you. If she's worth you investing in her, maybe. But
I mean, yeah, exactly. Because like, you don't want to invest in a liar. You don't want to, you know. I mean, and
oh, trust me.
Take the time to get to know somebody, but like, how much time does it take to get to know somebody? You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to people lying and cheating and just like, and again, you never know their agenda as far as like, it's just so many variables. Talk about all the variables like on a whole other podcast.
You know, the thing about
we probably need to have an episode about that.
we really do.
Correct.
Real quick though, before because we about running into another episode, like I said. The worst signs for me, it's a toss up for me between Pisces and Gemini. Boy,
Yeah,
I'd have had hell with both of them.
Yeah, I like a Gemini, but a Pisces. My daddy got Pisces, and we don't even need to get on all that. But he a Pisces, and we can go there.
Yeah, so you know a little bit of my pain.
Mm-hmm.
I said you know a little bit of my pain when it comes to them Pisces.
Man, they can be really cool people, but they're so inconsistent. They definitely lie a lot.
I'll tell anybody dealing with Pisces, don't get attached.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah. You'd be an idiot to get too attached to a Pisces. For real. It's so true.
Just play the game as it comes, and you'll be all right with a Pisces. But the moment you try to, they're fish. The moment you try to hold a fish, what does it do? It wiggles and
slips away. Yeah. Oh God, I never thought about that. Yeah. No, I don't. Like I've had friends that are Pisces, and it's the same way. Like they're really hard to be friends with too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I like Geminis. They're kind of like that too, though. Like you can't really hold them down either.
Well, and that's what's great for like as friends. I love like even when I'm on dating sites, I'll be swiping and I'll see a chick and I'll be like, I just pick up on the vibe. Oh my God, she's a Gemini. I'll scroll down, Gemini. and what do? I click yes. Like, why the fuck? I'm so attracted to Geminis, but I know the relationship, it probably wouldn't work. But as like you said, as friends, as like as that that level, it's cool. But
Yeah.
as soon as real life kick in,
They're
nah.
gone, yeah. See, I'm like that with Leos. Like, any type of Leo, I'm like, yes, like, come here. But, I don't know. I don't think I really like anyone, honestly.
Man, I like Libras. And let me think. Yeah, all the air signs generally are cool with me. It's just like think about it's just you can't confine us. Aquarius,
Huh?
Gemini, you can't confine us. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Like the moment that boyfriend girlfriend phrase comes in the picture, it's like, ooh, you put us in a box.
Yeah. I'm like that too, though.
As a Sagittarius, really?
Yeah, I'm like that too. But then if I want to be with somebody, I'm like an idiot. Like, like, like you talk about the girl that's like literally blinded by love. That is me. That's me.
Yeah, I don't know how I can't help you there.
Nobody can. Not even myself.
With practice. Maybe with practice.
Fuck that. I've had enough practice. I don't know. I mean, it's just complicated. Like I know that I have things that most people aren't accustomed to that make it hard to be with me. And so I think that I just kind of count myself out before anyone would even have a chance.
Oh, that was my problem for 21 years.
Yeah. So,
Everybody has that like a little bit of self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we need a relationship. We need a relationship podcast because I need to I've never been on a dating site ever.
Really?
Never.
It's interesting. It can be interesting.
What'd you say?
I said it can be interesting.
Yeah,
That's how uninterested in connection I am.
I was at that point too. But yep,
I think I've always been interested in connection. I just don't want to connect with the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm your friend, you know what I'm saying, there's almost nothing I won't do for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can do it, if you call me, what's up, let's get it done, but that's possibly one of my biggest flaws, and I know it is because it's just sometimes it gets to a point where people feel as though like I'm choosing these people over these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, that's not the case. I'm literally I'm like that friend on call. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of all the homies,
you got like a sense of loyalty.
You know that there's one homie you can call. It will be me. You know what I'm saying? I'll either be around, I'll be available, or if I can get it done, I'll get it done. So you call me first, and if you can't get a hold of me, then you're like, all right, bet. And again, it's not even to brag about being that person. Because sometimes that person be taxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you kind of call me for a reason, and I know it is. I already know what the reason is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got something that you need to get done, and it's like, hey, what's up? Even if it's just me, helping you brainstorm through that shit. You feel me? It's still like, hey, yo, look, okay, bet, let's get it done. Hey, look, do it this way. Or how about this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bet, let's do this. So
it's draining. It's draining being that person.
Yeah, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then that's one of those things that be like, why are you so dedicated to these people? Why look. When you're that close to a friend to me, what's up? What you do? You know what I'm saying? I've always been there.
Right. That's what
See,
it is.
I'm a good friend in those ways, like friendship wise. But when it starts getting to like the romantic stuff, man, like I'm not even gonna say that I'm bad at it. There comes a point where after all the little like cute shit kind of wears off, I'm just like, okay, let's be real. What's really going on? Like, and then once you start putting pressure on something that's not meant for you, it folds.
That's like I have a phrase for people who have problems in their relationships. I got one simple solution for them. I ask them, "Y'all got kids?" And if it says no, I'm like, "Well, y'all got no problems then." If it's a yeah, well, I don't know. Let's get to the details. Let's get to the depths of this shit and figure this shit out.
Yeah. Like, it's nice to just enjoy somebody and just, like, live in the moment, but that gets old, especially for somebody like me, because I'm always in my head about stuff, so it just ends up, like, if I'm not saying it or I'm not communicating, or I don't feel comfortable enough communicating, it just builds up, and then all of a sudden I look like crazy because I'm like, I need to answer all these questions in order for us to move forward, because today is decision day, and look, figure it out or don't. I don't know.
Man.
So, I wouldn't consider myself toxic, though. I'll tell you that.
I can be if you push me to that point.
What'd you say?
I said I can be when pushed, but I try not to go there.
Yeah, I think all of us can,
but we are 36 minutes into the next episode, the next segment, and we're coming up on 12, 15-ish. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Go ahead and sign it off. It's your boy Dez.
Lady Ray.
And Mr. You can find him whenever he finds you, I guess. Dewayne.
We don't call him Ghost. He pop up when you need him, but we can't never find him.
Exactly. This motherfucker. Casper face ass boy.
I like that. It's kind of fun.
All right, well, we will catch y'all, or y'all can catch us next time. Be safe, do well, dominate your day, dominate your night, whatever it is.